People think they're here for blood. Then they don't understand the corrida. They're here to watch courage, precision, and control.
Monsignor, did the Catholic Church ever condemn bullfighting? Yes. St. Pius V condemned it as a spectacle for demons rather than men, because Christians must never needlessly risk human life for public entertainment. Then why did later popes relax the prohibition? Because skilled matadors greatly reduced the danger to human life. The penalties changed, but the Church's moral warning never disappeared. So, Monsignor, is every corrida morally wrong? Traditional Catholic theology says no. Man has dominion over animals, but needless cruelty and bloodthirsty entertainment corrupt the human soul.
When evaluating the corrida, bullfighting, and the role of the matador through the lens of the traditional Roman Catholic Magisterium, we must look at two distinct dimensions: papal legislation and traditional moral theology. The Church's historical judgment reveals a tension between an outright papal ban based on human safety and a nuanced moral evaluation regarding our treatment of animals. 1. The definitive papal condemnation, De Salute Gregis Dominici, 1567. The most direct authoritative magisterial document on bullfighting was issued by the uncompromising anti-modernist Pope St. Pius V in his 1567 papal bull, De Salute Gregis Dominici, on the welfare of the Lord's flock. St. Pius V did not mince words. He viewed the corrida as a severe spiritual and moral danger. The verdict: he explicitly banned bullfights everywhere and for all time, describing them as spectacles for demons rather than men. Cruenta et turpia demonum, non hominum spectacula. The penalties: he decreed automatic excommunication, latae sententiae, for any Catholic princes who permitted these events, for the matadors and participants who fought the beasts, and for the spectators who attended them. Furthermore, he mandated that anyone who died in the bullring was to be denied a Christian burial. The primary focus: human life. It is critical to note that St. Pius V's main theological concern was not animal rights in the modern sense, but the fifth commandment, thou shalt not kill. Traditional moral theology dictates that it is gravely sinful for a human being to needlessly put their own life in immediate, lethal danger for the sake of mere public entertainment or personal vainglory. Because early bullfighting resulted in high human mortality, it was judged as an illicit, suicidal provocation of death. 2. The mitigation by later popes. Because the corrida was deeply woven into the cultural fabric of Spain and Portugal, later popes found that total prohibition was causing massive pastoral issues and widespread canonical disobedience. Pope Gregory XIII, 1575, lifted the blanket excommunication for laymen, recognizing that Spanish matadors had developed advanced athletic skills that greatly reduced the immediate danger of human death. Pope Clement VIII, 1597, formalized this mitigation into the Jews' commune, common law. He lifted the ban for the laity, but kept two strict restrictions. Bullfights were strictly forbidden on Sundays and holy days of obligation, and clergy and religious orders remained under absolute prohibition from ever attending or participating. 3. The moral theology of cruelty to animals. Traditional Thomistic moral theology, derived from St. Thomas Aquinas, establishes a very clear, balanced hierarchy regarding creation. Man's dominion. God gave mankind dominion over animals. Genesis 1:28. Animals do not possess immortal, rational souls. Therefore, they do not have rights in the way humans do. It is not inherently a sin to use animals for food, labor, clothing, or even lawful recreation. The sin of cruelty, however, dominion is not absolute tyranny. Traditional Catholic moral manuals, such as Guri or Prummer, state that causing an animal to suffer or die needlessly, simply for the sake of cruel amusement, is a sin. It is a violation of the order of creation and deforms the moral character of the human being, potentially disposing them to cruelty toward fellow humans.
Where's the line? The moment it becomes cruelty instead of skill, you've already lost.
How matadors and apologists justify the corrida. Traditionalist moralists in Spain and the Catholic Encyclopedia historically argued that a properly executed corrida does not violate the natural law because 1. The primary intent is not the appreciation of cruelty, but rather the display of human reason, art, courage, and dexterity overcoming the brutal, unreasoning force of a wild beast. 2. The rules of the traditional corrida require a clean death, estacada, by the matador to minimize prolonged agony, making it conceptually distinct from pure, unguided animal torture. Summary magisterial verdict. Under our strict magisterium, the corrida occupies a severely compromised space. While the absolute penalties of excommunication for the laity were relaxed by Gregory XIII and Clement VIII, due to the athletic skill reducing human mortality, the moral warning of St. Pius V remains a permanent spiritual baseline. The Church continues to bar her clergy from participating, and traditional moral theology warns that if a corrida degenerates into a mere bloodthirsty spectacle of unnecessary animal torment, it crosses the line into a sin against the natural order established by God.
Sos un fanfarrón. Hoy voy a demostrar que soy el mejor. Ni los Beñe, el mejor torero de España soy yo. Pues ven aquí y dímelo en la cara. ¡Ja! ¡Qué cabezudo sos!